Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's show. Remember, follow me on Instagram at the Jesus Show NTO. You can find me on Facebook. Type in the Jesus Show, not that one. You can find me on TikTok at the Jesus Show, not that one. You can find me on YouTube. Type in the Jesus Show, not that one. And you can email me your questions, comments, and concerns. The Jesus Show NTO at gmail.com. All right, let's go. First off, man, I want to say insane scenes from Maui. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the pictures and footage. It's sad. It's crazy. Hearing where a lot of the devastation was happening at the moment and or happened, I guess it hit me a little different because I've been there so often, especially recently. So I could, when I heard this, this area or that area, I thought, oh man, that's over here by the. Or when I walk, or when I've walked, when I've passed that thing, oh, it's right. Oh. And when it all happened, I was in Honolulu. I had a couple friends who were in Maui at the time. And it was crazy because they got there and they were like, they got there before everything got bad. Well, they got there before anything happened. And it was more them telling me, oh yeah, there's supposed to be really high winds because of the hurricane. I think the hurricane was south of the islands. And in Honolulu, when I checked it up, I was like, oh yeah, we have high winds. And when I got to Honolulu, which was like 3:30ish, no, 4 p.m. local time. It was pretty windy. It was windy on landing, and I thought, oh man, it's crazy. And then my friends who were in Maui were like, oh, fires started breaking out. It's like, oh shit. And then it just got insanely bad from there. And I thought, fuck, man, it's crazy. It's one of those things where, like, I've recently flown with some people, coworkers, who have said, have said stupid shit like, oh well, the Earth is always warm. That's what you're going with? Okay. Meaning they've straight out said climate change isn't real. Climate change is a hoax. Climate change is Democrats just trying to. And I've tried to tell them it has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. This is scientists who know about that shit, who are telling us, hey, things are getting really bad. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I just hope all those people out there, are okay. I think last time I saw like 60 something people died. I can't remember if it was 60 or 80. Yeah, I hope everybody out there can get back to a somewhat normal life. I don't even know how that's gonna happen. But yeah, just sending some aloha spirit to Maui. Have you guys been watching any of this leagues cup matches, games? It's insane. First off, I want to say it kind of seems like Inter Miami is trying to bring back the golden age of Barcelona, but instead of Barcelona, they want to make it Inter Miami. They have Lionel Messi, the greatest player to ever play the game. is still insane for me to say that Lionel Messi is in MLS playing for an MLS team. Crazy. They got Sergio Busquets. They got Jordi Alba. There's reports out that they're in talks with Sergio Ramos, which Sergio Ramos was never at Barcelona. He was at Real Madrid, but he was part of the Spain team that won the World Cup against the Netherlands. And he had many dealings with Barcelona. I think there's been reports out that they're in talks with Iniesta, but that was a while ago. I want to say that was at least 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. So I don't know. I feel like if something hasn't happened, I don't know, maybe within like a month or two, within rumors swirling, then I normally don't pay attention to it, because then it normally doesn't, like, nothing happens. But it's crazy. It's kind of cool to see a team going from the bottom of the Eastern Conference in the regular season so far to then now playing in Leagues Cup. And I believe they're, semifinals? I think semifinals. Yeah, they're Final Four. They play Philadelphia to see who goes to the final. And then I believe it's Monterrey and Nashville to see who goes, who takes the other spot. It's crazy. If you guys haven't seen any of those games, I would YouTube or even go on MLS.com and watch highlights, because some of those games are stupid. Other ones are insane. Like, not this past Inter Miami game with Charlotte, the one before with FC Dallas. So Miami goes up 1-0. I think within the 5th to 8th minute, something like that. Messi scores. Of course, Messi scores. Then FC Dallas scores. So now it's tied 1-1. And then FC Dallas scores again. And I believe it was 2-1. FC Dallas was up at halftime. And they come back out. They're playing, and FC Dallas scores, but it was an own goal, if I remember correctly. And you just think, like, oh man, okay, FC Dallas is just taking a task. Like, there's no way Miami's gonna come back. And then Miami scores. So now it's 2-3. Right? Yeah, 2-3. Then I believe, yes, FC Dallas scores. So now it's 4-2. So you're like, oh, Miami scores. And then Messi has a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. And it's a free kick. And, you're like, oh, well, obviously Messi's going to score. And obviously Messi scores. Crazy. Pandemonium. In Leagues Cup, when the games end in a tie, they automatically go to penalty shootout. They don't go to extra time. I'm assuming so that they don't have to play an additional 30 minutes and then PKs in case that team advances, because they're doing a tournament style. So right now there's no MLS regular season games. It's only Leagues Cup. So because they play every couple days, or at least every 3-4 days, something like that, at least these later rounds, I'm assuming they're doing it so that their legs don't give out, because if you're constantly tying and now you're on your third game in a row where it's gone, scoreless, or it's gone tied, and then you go an extra 30 minutes and then you're doing PKs, that's going to take a toll on you. So that's why I'm assuming they're not doing extra time. But then they go on to FC Dallas and Miami go on to PKs and Miami wins. I was like, what the fuck? I think the next day I had a trip the next day. And the game went a little late. I was like, fuck it, I'm watching this. And I'm happy I did because I saw a hell of a game. I initially thought to myself, okay, at 3-1, maybe I can turn it off. No, I was like, no, Messi's playing. Like, come on. You really think he's going to let this happen? Just, no. So, yeah, that was insane. It was crazy. It was fun. Oh, yeah, that's something else I was wondering. I wonder why all these League Cup matches are only played in the U.S. I'm not sure if it's because the U.S. can facilitate more locations in a shorter period of time. I'm assuming that's it. But some of these Mexican clubs have been pissing and moaning about, oh, well, we have to travel far. And we're the ones traveling everywhere, and we're playing on artificial turf. And Monterrey just played LAFC at the Rose Bowl. And they were down 2-0, and then they won 3-2. But I think their owner came out and was like, oh, yeah, this is like unfair. And I think to myself, I think teams do shit like that. They come out and go, oh, everything's unfair. Everything's unfair. It's going to be hard for us to win. It's going to be hard for us to win. Just so that if they do win, then they can go, well, that shows you how resilient we are. And then if they don't win, they go, well, see, what did I tell you? It's a stupid fucking cop-out, I think. Because you're used to playing like MLS teams, they're used to playing in MLS. They're used to the travel, used to the different stadiums. But then when they go down to Mexico, they normally don't fare well. You know, and is it I haven't heard, I know there's teams and coaches and players that use excuses, but you typically don't hear that from MLS teams. Oh, well, we had to travel down there, and oh, well, we had to deal with their conditions, and oh, we had to. I don't know. It just seems it's annoying. I think it's one of those. Not I think it's one of those reasons why. For the longest time, I've not been a fan of the Mexican League, because when you watch those games, a lot of them, like, it seems like they just want to fight. It's insane. And then when they have a lead, oh my God, the time wasting is fucking insane. Somebody gets touched and now their back is broken and it's crazy. But yeah, like I said before, these League Cups games are pretty good so far. Here's another PSA. I don't know how many of these I've given you guys, but as a flight attendant, do not ask a flight attendant to help you put your bag in the overhead bin. I say this because we do not get paid when you guys are coming onto the plane. Not only are we not getting paid, but if we hurt ourselves helping you or putting your bag up because it's too heavy for you or whatever stupid reason, we're not covered at work. That's not considered an on-the-job injury, which you might be saying, well, hey, Jess, but that's weird because you're at work. You are correct. We are at work. Are we supposed to be helping? Yes, the company tells us not to do it ourselves, but they do tell us to help passengers. So at this point, you're probably saying, well, Jess, that's odd. If your company is telling you to help people and you're help people, help the passengers, and you get hurt, you're telling me that you don't get anything for it? That's it, you're screwed? You might think I'm lying, but that is 100% correct. The door has to be closed and the plane has to be moving. Meaning the door could be closed, the boarding door. You can see the door and it could be closed. But if we're not moving, the brakes are still on, which means we're still not getting paid. They have to release the brake. The plane has to be moving, and then not only are we getting paid, but then we are covered, because then we are at work. Sounds stupid, right? It's very stupid. I hope in our next contract, which I don't know when the fuck that's going to come, because our company is dragging their fucking feet. I think we're 7 years expired. Also, if you pack your bag and you can't lift your bag, check your bag. If you don't want to spend more money on checking your bag, then don't pack your bag where you can't lift it. My problem with that is people make their problems into other people's problems now, right? So let's say I have a bag and I want to fill it up to as much as I can fill it up, right? Well, now let's say I pack it, I'm home, I pack it, I go, oh man, this is hard to lift, I can't lift it. The flight attendants will help me on the plane. No, they won't, and they shouldn't. Also, even if I were to say nothing about the flight attendants, but say, oh, well, other passengers will help me. They shouldn't. And you shouldn't expect other people to always help you out. Be willing to do things yourself, right? And if somebody's around and if somebody's feeling generous, if they help you out, they help you out. But don't count on that. It annoys me. And the reason why I bring this up is because on my last 4-day trip, I had quite a few people. They came on and I said, hey, your bag doesn't fit there. It's going to have to go over here. They go, oh, well, you can move it for me. And I said, absolutely not. And I started telling people, if I touch your bag, I'm checking your bag. I don't care if there's room. I'm letting you know, if I'm touching it, I'm checking it. So if I touch it, I'm letting you know now, I'm going to check it. Is that what you want to do? And then magically, these people turn into the strongest person on the planet. Because then all of a sudden, they can lift the bag over their head and put it into the overhead just fine. I had an old lady. She had to have been like 80s. And she gets on the plane. And I said, good morning. She goes, oh, good morning. She says, oh, did you help me with my bag? And I went, excuse me? She goes, did you put my bag up? And she sat down and I went. So the bag was in the aisle. Nobody was coming towards us yet. And I waited like 3 minutes to see, did she just sit down? And not just sit down. Did she just sit down in the window and leave her bag in the aisle for me to put up for her? That's fucking rude. I don't care how old you are. I wasn't, oh, please. No, she goes, you put my bag up. She's Hispanic, if you can't tell from my accent. So I wait a couple minutes. I go over and I said, is this your bag? And she goes, yes. Okay. I said, well, it needs to go into the overhead bin. It can't stay right here. She goes, did you put it up? And I go, no, I don't put it up. You put it up. Is this your bag or my bag? She goes, it is my bag. I go, exactly. Your bag, your responsibilities. And I point to my bags. And I said, see those bags right there? I said, those are my bags, not your bags, correct? And she goes, yes. And I go, my responsibility is I put my bags up. So at this point, she gets pissed off and she goes, well, you are a young man with muscles. And I said, well, I'm not young, but I do have some sort of muscles, and those muscles are for my bags, not yours. Put your bag up. So I walk away. And she gets my attention. And she goes, I cannot put my bag up. And I said, okay, I'm going to check it to your final destination then. She goes, no, I have medication. And I said, okay, take it out. You can take it out. You don't have to leave your medication in your bag. I don't know who spread that lie to passengers, but you do not have to keep your medicine in your bag. We actually encourage you to take it out. She goes, but I can't do this. And I said, I don't know what to tell you. So this guy, this passenger comes over and he goes, oh, I'll help you out. So he helps her. And she says, see, was it that hard? And I said, no, I don't understand why it's so hard for you to figure out how to put up your bag. That's weird. It annoyed me. But I think the best part about that is she got so pissed off. On the way out, I was saying, oh, thank you, have a good day, blah, blah, blah. And when we got to our final destination, I didn't remember oh, that's the lady, because I don't think about things like that. Especially when we're at the gate letting passengers off. To me, it's probably my last flight or my last flight of the day, or I have another one. So now I'm thinking about the next flight or the layover. I'm not thinking about, oh, that person No. So she gets, she starts walking towards me. And I said, have a good rest of your day. Take care. She goes, no, you are mean to me. You no have a good day. And I went, huh? And at first it made me go, wait, what? Why would you? And then I realized who it was. I went, oh. She goes, no, you are mean to me. And I said, okay. I said, I still want you to have a good day though. She goes, no, have a good day. And ever since then, in my head, I think to myself, I go, no, have a good day. I don't know, it's just funny. Also, when you pack your bags, lift your own fucking bags. Don't have anybody else do it. Yeah. This week is just a Jesusito episode, and that's all I want to talk to you guys about. So remember to share, like, subscribe, right? Share. Wow, what am I trying to do? I can't even remember what I'm trying to tell you guys. Share, like, subscribe. Wow, this is really pissing me off. I want you to subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast, like the podcast, and tell everybody you know to listen to The Jesus Show, not that one. I think I got it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week.